Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi y'all. Early, as in 3:30 Saturday morning. And kind of a story of how we got here. But anyway, got a 7 o'clock meeting today, the old quarterly meeting. And then I work Saturday night. I got off Thursday morning, was supposed to get off Thursday morning, yesterday morning, and Friday morning, Thursday night. And after midnight, we had 2 call outs. So anyway, ended up working a double. Got off 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Threw me off my sleep pattern. So I woke up a little while ago hungry, and I don't know. I went to Jack in the Box and got a burger. And anyway, I got the meeting going on this morning, so I was going to shave for that. Hadn't done a video in a while. Sorry about that. But anyway, throw one together here. So it's just going to be a simple shave. But what I did want to try was digging through looking for blades. And I came across these, ARKO. And probably I've forgotten who sent these to me. But anyway, these are blue steel, carbon steel blades. And generally speaking, vintage carbon steel blades do not get the job done. They just didn't, that is, I guess, one advantage of carbon or a stainless over carbon steel is the longevity or whatever. But very seldom do you find, or have I found, a vintage carbon steel blade, whether it be single edge or double edge, because mostly I'm a single edge guy that actually works well. We're going to give it a try, and if not, I have a backup blade. Now the backup blade also, I don't really know. I opened up a little blade holder here, come from a Gillette set somewhere down the line, and it's got this blade in there, and it's got Gillette written over it. It's a stainless blade, and so that's the backup blade. If the ARKO here doesn't work, and I will say from the start, I really don't expect it to do a very good job. We're going to give it a whirl. We're just going to use an ARKO shave stick. They always work good. I got my little Turkish boar brush there. And we're going to finish up, I think, today with some Whiskey Woods, because I like wearing Whiskey Woods. Hey, my alarm went off. That's nice of it. Whiskey Woods. Now, this is a really nice scent. Kind of the barbershop, but it's not the sweet end of the barbershop. It's more the everyday work guy, like the guy that's out driving the front end loader at the gravel pit, is like a uncle of mine did, that I'll kind of, always allude to on that. My biological dad run the drag line, and my uncle was running the front end loader, from what I understand. Someone can correct me in the family if I'm wrong about that. And they worked at a gravel pit in Greenville, Mississippi. But anyway, I think they're unloading the barges on the river and everything. All right, so we're going to get this here blade in. And again, I have no expectations really. I was digging around through razors and I saw this Rapira, and I hadn't used it in a while. Am I saying that right? Am I saying Rapira or PA? Yeah. Before I try to read things, I should just go ahead and put my glasses on. But yeah, Rapira, R-A-P-I-R-A, right there. Nice long handle if that's your thing. It's nice and light. I don't think handle length really has that much to do with anything personally. I think you can get just as good and easy shaves out of a short, stocky handle as a long, thin handle, or a heavy handle, or a light handle. I don't think it matters that much, personally. Really don't. Oh, ooh, that warm water is nice. We'll get a face wipe down here. We got a couple of, I don't think I shaved before I went to work last night and ended up working a double and ended up going to bed. I came home, my supper was a bowl of cereal. And I was tired when I got home. I didn't sleep for a 16. And working day shifts wears me out a whole lot more than working night shifts do. Working night shifts is not an issue. I can work long night shifts just fine. So I did the first half of my shift with my supervisor. I was the on-duty supervisor. The second half I was actually working at a post, which means I have to be friendly to people coming in and out and all the client and everything. But I did a pretty good job. I think everybody got the feeling I was friendly. The important part is to give the illusion. Always give the illusion you care. That's the important part, is that they think you're ready to work and you want to be there and you're happy and everything, and you're sitting there thinking, boy, I wish I was sitting at home with the dogs. Boy, I got home and they were happy to see me. They never know when I leave how long I'm going to be coming back. Poor things. But anyway, they always have food and they always have water, and when I get home they get treats. They get to go for a walk and get more treats. So they're okay, I think. All right, let's see if that was enough ARKO. Shade sticks are wonderful things, boys and girls. If you don't use shade sticks, you need to look into it. They're nice and simple. If you do it right, you're not going to get soap all over the place, which is what some people claim. Do it the same way you build lather anywhere else. Just start out with a damp brush. You don't need to be dripping wet. And you build the lather. If you're one of these people that like a lot of prep, I used to be on the prep bandwagon. I'm not really anymore. I don't think it helps as much as some people think. But if you like a lot of prep, well, this is a good way to do it, because as you're building your lather here with your damp brush, nice and warm, and it's working all over them whiskers, and everything gets softened up for you. Ooh, I made a mess that time though. Usually it's not that messy. But anyway, I get too much water on the brush all of a sudden. That's all right. It's soap. It doesn't hurt to be a little messy with soap, huh? Anyway, and then you work it into the consistency you like. Again, I don't like, not looking for buttercream with ice in a cake. People making mounds of lather. It looks pretty, but kind of a waste. I don't like waste that much. Even things that don't matter. Well, it only costs an extra 10 cents. Well, that's 10 cents. Well, I went out, made a mistake, and I live right next to the college here. We live right next to LSU, and made a mistake going out at 2 o'clock when the bars are closing, trying to get a little nibble. When all the drunk kids are out trying to get a little nibble, I had to drive on up the road a ways and found a Jack in the Box that wasn't too busy. They were actually moving pretty good. Sometimes a Jack in the Box, sometimes all these restaurants. I went to Wendy's the other day, and I'm in full uniform. I'm an armed security supervisor. Got my coat on, got my gun belt on, everything on. And I walk in and they're having a crew argument at a Wendy's. Now, I don't know what. Yeah, just as I thought, this blade ain't going to do it. I can tell already. Well, that's the thing about carbon steel blades, vintage ones. And I've tried stropping them. The single edge stuff really doesn't do any good. But I just thought I'd give it a try because I saw them in there. But I'm not going to sit here and fight a blade. I got hundreds of blades. Now let's try a vintage Gillette blade. And again, all it says on it is Gillette, and we're going to open it up here, and it's going to say Gillette stainless. Turn it over here where I can see it, and it's going to say Gillette stainless steel blade. That's what it's going to say. And on this side, known the world over, U.S. patent, made in USA, Gillette. Got the little arrow down through there. So anyway, let's see what this one does for us. And if this don't work, I got new blades. I don't have to use old blades. I got new blades. But you know what I mean? I kind of like vintage stuff. No, I really like vintage stuff. But I love the way this Rapira goes together. It's got little nooks and crannies there that hold the cap down to the base plate so that everything lines up really nice. I don't know if you can see them right there on the end, but I kind of like that. I think that's pretty neat. So anyway, let's see what this blade does real quick. Oh yeah, that's a good blade there. So as much as I like carbon and steel blades, really, they do not hold up over time. Sorry. So I get to the Wendy's. They're having some kind of a crew argument. And I don't know what's going on with it, but I don't really care. I just want one of their little $5 meals with a crispy chicken sandwich and 4 chicken nuggets and a fry and a soda water. I don't care what they're arguing about. It doesn't bother me any at all. So standing there and there's a couple of people in front of me, and this old gal from the back looks over and says, "Are y'all ordering or y'all DoorDash?" And then she looks me square in the eye and says, "Are you DoorDash?" And I kind of step back and, I got the security patches on. I got a gun belt on, and I looked at the guy in front of me. Do I look like I'm DoorDash? And And she said, well, I'll take your orders. And about the time she walks up to the register, another young lady walks up to the register, and they start arguing about who's going to take the orders. Got 3 people just waiting to spend their money with you, and you're going to argue about everything. I went next door to Burger King. Ran around and walked out. That's one of my anger management techniques that I was taught over the years is you just disengage from whatever's making you angry and go do something else. And I do that often. I'll put up with mediocre food sometimes with good service, but I don't mess with folks that are just going to go and raise my blood pressure for no reason. And it was mostly young folks. I don't know who the manager. I think generally the manager at one of those places is the person that can identify the difference between a French fry and a burger. I think that's pretty much all it takes. What's that over there? That's a French fry. You're a manager. I think that's a lot of the times the only criteria that I can see. Now that being said, I go places sometimes and everything's really good and it's enjoyable. But there's plenty of times where it ain't anymore. Oh well, I guess that's just the way it is. I don't know how many of y'all know Mike Rowe, but I read a statement he made the other day that I thought was really good. And I can't really even paraphrase it, but what he was talking about was the fact that you need to get out and get a job. If you're looking for your dream job, you need to get out and get a job. If you find something better, different, you can always quit. There's no laws against changing jobs. And you're not likely to find something that you absolutely love when you're first getting started, or even after a while, really. A lot of times you have to work into that kind of stuff. People these days seem to think they're entitled or they deserve their perfect job. And ain't really true. I know I gripe about work and stuff a lot, but and when I was younger, I remember the older folks griping about me and being lazy and not doing it the way they used to do it and everything. I get it. It's just an older guy thing. But this vintage Gillette blade, now I don't know how vintage this is. Someone may look at that blade and say it's not that vintage. I don't know. It didn't have it. It just said Gillette. But whatever it is, very nice functioning blade. Working really well, which is not surprising. But I can remember back when I was in the shave forums and stuff before I really got into the single edge stuff and everything. One of my favorite double edge blades was the Gillette Yellows, 7 o'clock. And then I figured out that a blade's a blade, a razor's a razor. There's more to it. It's how you use it. If the blade's sharp enough to shave, you'll get a shave with it. If you have a razor that'll hold the blade steady where you can keep constant angle and pressure, you can get a shave. Razor's a razor, blade's a blade. All these folks that need a certain razor to shave with, because this other razor doesn't work for me, and this blade doesn't work for me, but that blade works for me, and the only thing I can use to shave with is this razor and this blade. That's it. Horse feathers. It's all technique. Are there blades that last longer than others? I'm sure there are. Now the difference to me, everybody talk about the difference in the blades is a little bit of difference in the grind, and they got a little bit difference in this and a little bit different in that. Okay, I get it. I understand. There are some differences. That's not what I mean by a blade is a blade and a razor is a razor. Of course there's differences, but those differences don't matter. Your technique is what matters. And I realize it's just shaving, but it's an everyday skill that, men should master, in my opinion. Still got a little bit of a rust spot right there behind that ear. Sometimes I don't know it works that way. Let's put a little more witch hazel on so that we don't irritate anything. Witch hazel for a cleanup pass, folks. That's another little tip from Cousin Fuzzy. You can feel if you got a little rough area, and if you got a little irritation going on, it'll get you. But anyway, there we go. Rapira. They're inexpensive. They do the job really well. They're simple. They're built tough. Kind of like an old Dodge pickup truck. I know people laugh about old Dodge pickup trucks, but you know, there's a lot of them beat the heck and back, but they still going. I used to duck hunting one and fish. My old hunting buddy had one, 080, I think it was 81. Had a 318, 4-wheel drive, yada, yada, yada. And keep good tires on it, and it'd get you where you wanted to go. Had a boat tank for a gas tank, because the gas tank had rusted out on it at some point, and he just put a boat tank in the back of it and ran a hose down. And but it worked. I imagine if somebody has been keeping it up a little bit, he's been dead and gone a lot of years. I don't know if anybody's been keeping that truck up. Probably not, because I think his son got it after he died, and then Greg died, which was tragic. He wasn't that old. He's older than me. He's more my brother's age, but that was something. I don't know if anybody, that truck's probably done rusted down now. But boy, one time, that old Dodge would keep going. Just nice and simple and tough. We need more of that, I think. By golly. Yes, I realize I'm an old codger. That's okay. Sometimes that's what we strive for. So we're going to go in. We're going to put a little whiskey woods on. If you haven't tried this stuff, and if you like the old style scents, it's I'm not good at describing scents. I'm not going to be able to describe it, but it's really a working man, to me, a working man scent. I mean, you put this on and you chew some double mint gum, and you know, I'll either smoke a pipe or a cigar fairly often, and mix this with a little smoke from a good cigar or a decent pipe, and I think you got it. That's good shit. Look at there, Dave. Dave in Kentucky gave me that cut, boys and girls. A genuine Williams, because Williams still rocks, even though they quit making it. Even the new stuff, they quit making the old good. They quit making the good stuff a long time ago, and they were making good enough stuff. It was still good. I still got good shades out of it. Still love my Williams, but then they even quit making that. So luckily, I've got a bunch of it. I won't run out in my lifetime. Not what's left of it anyway. I'm 55. I figure I got another good 40 years left in me. I'll still have Williams. But anyway, there we go. That's the shave for today. I'm going to put a little shine on the boots before I go to work today, and kind of show off how it's done. All right, appreciate you folks. Remember that you might not have your dream job, but you need a job. And when you take a job, work for whatever money they give you. Don't go out and not do it because I ain't getting paid enough. Well, you do what you were getting paid when you started, or you should. Now, I have seen people, they go in, they go through the whole interview process, and they hire on, and they have no clue what the job's paying. And I don't ask what the job's paying a lot of time during the interview process. That's usually a question when it starts getting into a second interview, or it starts getting narrowed down to where, the job's looking like a possibility. Then we can discuss funding. And if it falls apart, it falls apart. It's the way it goes. But if you take the job for the people's money, do the job for the people's money. Don't do all this, I don't get paid enough for that. Anyway. There we go. Y'all have a great day. Miss Susie, hey, hope you're doing well over there. I talked to Pop the other day. He said things were going good. Hope you're doing good. My partner, if you watch this video, hope you're feeling better, because you ain't been feeling very good here lately. And Agent 00 Devin will be over sometime in the next couple of days. I got to do some work on this truck. Hopefully, it won't be all hot and I don't get another set of scars. That set of scars came from working on his truck when it was too hot to be working on. But it was kind of my fault. It broke down on the side of the road, so I had to fix it. Anyway, there we go. Y'all have a great day, whoever you are, wherever you are. Rocket Man, if you watch this one, it's nice to see you back over at Toast. We have very few people post at Toast. It's just a small place. That's what it's always meant to be. And that's tost3.com. I paid for another year of the domain name and everything the other day. It's very quiet, just a few people. It's all single edge. None of this two-sided thingies like I used here. It's all single edge and injector razors. And safety razors. Straight razors are single edge, but they're not talked about over there. They are unmentionables. Well, anyway, good seeing you back over there, Rocket Man. We'll talk to y'all later. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shades to you.